Hello. Okay. Surface to put it on large enough to get all the fur off. I'm dealing with cat fur on my clothing. There are not enough rollers in the world to combat all the fur a long-haired cat has. Oh man, I really need some more new rollers. Please don't be my last roller sheet. Oh my god, seriously. Oh no. I think I'm down to my last roller sheet. quality of the shirt. But this is the shirt I want to wear today. And it wasn't even on the shelf, it was hanging up. How? How, cat? How? How do you get so much hair on the clothes that are on hangers? She's not even allowed in the closet anymore, but she snuck in the other day. My fault for leaving the door open. Please give me one more sheet. So I need one more roller sheet. Maybe two. Come on. These things are hard to work with. Oh, fuck, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. Should I have had this done already? Probably, but you know what? That's what the fucking timer's for. So hello anybody who's listening. I swear to you, I will be there shortly. As soon as I get enough fur off that I can wear this shirt without needing to scratch every 5 seconds. Okay, there, it only took 3 roller sheets, and what is it, streaming that use for? All right, get my last light going. Okay. Now, what color am I going to use? That is the question. I don't know, but I'll turn the cam on now. Hi, good morning. Let me check my stream health. Let me go to crafting. Hi everybody. Stream health says excellent. Yay. So I'll pause that video so it's not taken up. No. Some more light. Ooh, that's so hard. That light is really bright right on me. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in. Today, I'm going to be making crochet purses, or purse, I should say. I can't make 2 in 3 hours. Along the lines of these guys. So I just got my stuff into a third store, or a third store that will accept it. I want to make another one to put in there so that I have 3. And then the other store I know sold 1 or 2, so I've got to make a few of these. And I think what I'm going to do, I don't have any blue ones. I'm going to make blue. I've made some of these bottle holders because I'm going to an event Wednesday where I gave some out to some volunteers. It's a monthly event, and I just like to show my appreciation to people who volunteer and do cool things. So I gave some out to the volunteers, and they loved them. And there wasn't enough for all of them. So I told them I would bring some more next month for sale, and hopefully we'll get them. What's interesting is that the stores never want these because they say they don't sell, yet I sell them. Personally, I carry them around with me. So I haven't really been anywhere lately, so I still have this. But these 3 are new. So now I have 4 to take with me to the Wednesday event, and hopefully, universe, I'd like to sell some of these, please, on Wednesday. One of them I put beads on. Oh, this one. Somebody gave me a bunch of cool beads. Ooh, in fact, I'm going to use those today. Where did I put those? I don't know. I have to find them. She gave me a whole little plastic container full of wooden beads that have large holes in them that are perfect for yarn. Oh, they're so pretty too. And they're great for my style. All right, so let me put these away. That's what we're doing today. If anybody wants to follow along while I'm making a purse, let me know in chat if you need me to go slower, or say how to do a stitch again, or anything like that, because I do like these videos to be newbie friendly. And I'm going to post it to YouTube when I'm done, so you can also go to the YouTube where you can pause and rewind and stuff if you want to follow along. All right, so let me go gather some yarns for today's purse, and then I'll be right back. And I said I was going to do blues. I have some blues right here. Blue and green, maybe. This is a really pretty teal color. I'm going to use that color. And what other color? Blue. And I do like this, but I'm saving blue and yellow. Ooh, teal and yellow would be pretty. Teal and yellow with what color accent? Maybe teal and blue. Teal and green for a dark one. Decisions with a bright yellow color accent. That green might be too close in color because they're both dark. This one I have a lot of, though. It's getting tangled. Ooh, those colors look pretty together. All right, so then what I'll do is I'll get one of my specialty. Oh, here's the beads, yay! Look at all these beautiful beads, woohoo! Hi, GM, good morning. And then here's some more pretty beads. And then I'm channeling you because you were telling me how you like, I was like, oh, I'm trying to make them a little more masculine. You're like, no, women like these colors too. The blues and the greens. I don't know if I have enough twine because I do like the the desert sort of look and feel with the twine in it. Maybe the twine could be the accent. I don't know. All right, let me get my fuzzy yarns. And also, I don't know where my headband is. I definitely need my headband. Where's the headband at? I guess I'll wear this one. And specialty yarns. Alright, here's the fuzzy yarns. Can't find my little butterflies headband somewhere in the bunny ears today. But I definitely need a headband when I work on this stuff. Serves two purposes. Keeps my hair out of my face. And also, if I'm being honest, hides my old lady bald spot. You know that one spot that we always get. Look, I'm wearing my ATEEZ shirt today because I love ATEEZ. Showing that off. That's the one that took me so long to... Ooh. I might use this color again. I really like this. I really love this fuzzy yarn. It's so pretty. Alright. I need more space. You can go down there. And you guys can go there. And I kind of like that combo. I think that'll look great. The other one would be maybe this pretty green. So it'll be one of those two, I think. We'll see. This kind of goes in with that color scheme, doesn't it? But this adds a really nice pop of color, but this kind of really matches. And this adds a bright pop of color too. I wonder if I should do something not as dark as that, but not as light as that in between. Let me take one more look in my green bag. You know, I've got this. That's kind of cool too. What if I did a light green bag? Well, I already have a light green bag. I need a dark bag. You know what? It needs blue. That's what it really needs, blue. Oh my god, this yarn is everywhere. Alright, let me get blue. Where's my blue bag? Blue, 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 blue. Blue, 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 blue. Here's my bag of blue yarns. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. That's already a specialty yarn though. So maybe like a, you know, I had a really pretty dark blue. I think I used it all. Ooh, no, that's purple. Hold on, I need this light. Wait, this isn't a blue bag, this is a purple bag. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, that's pretty. Umbrella. Oh, here's some blue. This blue's kind of bright though, but you know what? That blue and that teal goes really nicely together. These two, I think. I'm going to use these two colors, and then for the accent will be either this, nah, maybe this. I like to use these specialty, either this fuzzy yarn or this fuzzy yarn. This would actually be pretty nice. But if I'm going to use these two colors, I'll probably use a different color than that green. All right, let me put this purple bag back. Purple and blue. Do I have another blue bag? No. Guess I need to grab some more blues. Ooh, this is pretty. Go in the practice bag. You know what? This is a really nice color combo too. All right. But if I do these two blues, I'll either do this or, no, not that. Maybe I'll do like a light blue fuzz. So instead of the green I don't think goes anymore, but I could do the blue. Then is that too much blue? Probably like a darker green. I have this color green. No, that doesn't go at all. Ooh, I got this teal. Ooh, that's pretty. Kind of all one color. I think this might be too light, but then if I do, so let's put this aside, we're not using that. If I do this, this might be too many colors. Paired with that though, might be pretty. I don't know, what do you think, GM? I was channeling you, I'm not anymore. I take votes. Because you know what? I'm going to be selling these to other people. I kind of want to work with this. This is real pretty. That's a very pretty combo. I'm going to use this. Maybe I just use just this. I usually like to double strand the purses though. Well, this was a really thin yarn I used. This one is not double stranded and it's okay. But I do like to double strand them just because, you know, just to keep them kind of. But with what color? Well, you know what? I will start out. I'm kind of liking the light blue with this. But will that be too much color? You know what? Maybe I should just pull two of these. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pull some of that out and make another ball. I think. Or, you know what? I will do a test with some of this and some of this. If I can find the end. Here's one end. Why do they do that? Why can't they just let it frickin' come out the hole? Alright, where does this end go to? Does this end come out of a hole? No, this end is wrapping around. Is there another end? No. Oh, okay. Wish me luck. Wish me the kind of luck that means I don't end up doing what I did on stream last time, which was just make a giant huge mess out of my yarn ball. let's see, and here it is. I found it. Okay, now can we stuff that back in there? I don't know how to do this without just completely making a mess. All right, now let's see if we can get this back in here to give it some semblance of holding it in place. I don't think I can. This yarn is so pretty though. Alright, let's squish it up. Squish it up and get it back in there. These three, this and this. And which is the third? Oh, you know, the other thing would be to put it with this. That would be pretty. Ah, I don't know which three you were meaning. Yeah, it's ripped. Whatever. That's okay. Nothing a little tape won't fix. Which reminds me I have cookies. Why does it remind me I have cookies? Because I was going to keep them in the tape drawer. Because I figured if I forgot about them, which I did, I would probably use tape sometime in the near future. And then I would go in the drawer and then I would find them. And then I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to use tape. So I put them in the drawer where my tissues are because I know you use those a lot. And it's especially after a windstorm, and it's been windstormy here. And you know, it's funny, my friend texted me. Some doofus on Facebook was freaking out. Like, they put the weather app little wind quality report that showed bad wind quality and was like, I know it's windy, but what is this trend all of a sudden? And I was like, what? All of a sudden? I've been here 20 years in the desert, and yeah, the air quality's bad every freaking time it's windy. That's just what happens when you have tons of dust flying around in the air and you need to blow your nose all the time. All right. The dark green, this, okay, with this, or with the blue. The dark green with the blue and the light blue fuzz. Okay, not the frilly yarn. The dark green with these two blues. Or with this. I really like this teal also. This dark green is pretty. But the frilly yarns are just going to be an accent. They're not throughout the whole purse. They're just like an accent. With the variegated. Okay, dark green with the variegated. That's what I'm going for. GM has spoken. And you know what? You made my decision easy. Thank you. Alright, so this goes here. And first I need to eat one of these. I made these this morning. These are mochi rice flour. Little treat with garlic. More garlic than the ones I brought in. Man, I'm hot. This one has... Uh-oh. Where's the end? I was just using it. There it is. Okay. These both have ends coming out. And I started a little vampire smiley face. I was like, what's it going to be? And then I thought, you know what? Because he's got the little bat ears. And I put hair on him. I'm going to make little fangs and eyes. And he's going to be one of those, you know, Handsome Devil Vampires. It's backwards. There we go. All right. Now let me put my rocks out so I have my boundaries. This one was broken, I glued it together. All right, now let's get, it's a purse, so we're gonna bring out the things that attract abundance, fool's gold, and this red stuff that has flecks of gold in it too. I forget what it's called. There. Let's make it more like where my hands naturally go. All right, and then my pretty fairy rock, my favorite. And then look at this beautiful rock I found in my yard the other day. It's probably quartz. I'm going to use that in a cactus. This is polished quartz. So quartz is for clarity and basically general positive vibes. This is rose quartz, which is good health and love. Not necessarily like romantic love, just love. And this is peridot, I believe. I don't know what that's good for, but this is citrine, which is also for abundance. And this is something called a desert rose, which is just cool. And you know, it doesn't look at all like this in its raw form. It just looks like a kind of like a stick made out of stone. It's brown on the outside and stuff. And then we've got blue agate, which is for clearing old traumas. And then where's my green thing for strength and protection? I mean, not green, black. I forget what it's called. I could look it up if I want. I do have it noted down. I don't feel like it, so I'm not gonna. So basically I have a circle of good intentions here and abundance drawing, and also it serves the purpose of defining the best workspace for the camera, which makes it easy for me to not have to look up every time. And I use my big old fat needle, hook. Oh, there it is. There's the initial yarn barf that has to come out always when you first pull out a new yarn. Okay. Uh-oh. Little knot in there. How is this a knot? Right at the end. Oh, it's really tight in there. Ugh. Oh God, here comes out the whole middle. This is, in case you guys want to see what we work with. Okay, that seems to be pulling easily now. Alright, I've got some yarn pulled out, and the teal, the dark green teal, that one's just coming out nicely already because it's unwound enough. So for the purse, we don't need a magic circle, we just start out with a loop. I'm going to leave the ends a little bit long. And then I start out with a stitch called the foundational double crochet, which GM taught me. And I'm weaving the ends right in there. So the first couple stitches are pretty thick. Alright, so I'm making 3 chains, which will get rid of my tails. And then I start doing a double crochet right into the strand here from the first loop. Okay. And then I just keep going up along. So a double crochet is you wrap it around, you go through, I'm going through the next loop now, or the next kind of space, yarn over, which just means get it under the hook, pull it through. So I have 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops, yarn over, pull it through 2 loops. And then I make it wide enough to fit a phone. And basically that's it. And then it's double crochet the whole way. Alright, so you can see it's kind of coming along nicely here. And sometimes you see a little gap like this. It's just the nature of the beast. Don't worry about it too much, because you're pulling this strand up longer than the others. By the time you're done, it's not visible anymore. This color combo is a hit, GM. Thank you. The teal mixes really nicely with this variegated. And I love this variegated yarn because look how quickly the colors change. You know, and some of them, they change colors, but there's so much of one color before it goes to the next one. You know, they're really made for making big, huge blankets, that when I make small things like these purses and these water bottles, it ends up being the one color, and that drives me crazy. So my favorite variegated yarns are the ones that change their colors quickly. Alright, a few more. I'm not, you know, and I don't bother to count, like, I don't have a how many stitches is it going to be. Some purses are a teensy bit larger than the others, but I found I'm making them a little bit larger, so that's about right, because it'll stretch. Because what I found, you know, actually maybe that's a little too big. There. Because what I found is I like it a little bit bigger because I like carrying a few extra things in there with me, like my wallet. Is that going to be too big? But then by the time I sew the sides up, yeah, I have to give a little extra space because you're going to sew up the sides. So between the sides sewed up, it'll be big, and yeah, this is just right. Now chain 1 and then go back the other way and just do a double crochet through each stitch, and I do 2 rounds of this, and then I start doing what I call the main area, which is 8 rounds. So I'll do and I found that's the perfect length. So I'll do 2 rounds here, and then 2 at the bottom, and then 1, 2, and then a stripe, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it looks like I only did 1 here. Okay, it's a little shorter then. This one I did 2 rounds, and then no, I'm only doing 1. Okay, so only 1. Alright, so I need to actually start doing my, is this right? Or is that 2? No, that's, what the hell am I doing? I don't even know. Alright, so I need to start actually doing my inside round, which is cool because it's still going to be, I think I'm just going to do this whole purse this color because I like this color so much. So the whole part's going to be down. I'm just not going to have a different color lip like I have on a lot of my other ones. And that's just a personal decision because I like these colors. They're pretty. I'm just going to keep going with these the whole way and add the fuzzies. So I'm going to do another round here, and then one more round, and then a fuzzy, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 rounds, and then a fuzzy, and then 2, 3, 4 rounds. I should really write these down sometime and sell them as a pattern. That requires not being lazy. Hi Bearly, good morning. Oh Bearly, you would be so proud. I put my floating islands that I painted when you were doing your floating islands, and I was painting along with you. They are in the current month exhibit up at the place where we exhibit our art in their little gallery room, this really super cool store that has the store is all like local artists and crafters made stuff, and they have a couple of art gallery rooms. And so our artist group fills up one of the gallery rooms with art every month, and I have the most amazing frame for it. Floating Fantasies. I love it. Yeah. And I put a ridiculously high price on it because I didn't really want to sell it because I love that frame and I'm kind of partial to that art. So I priced it at $250, which is like, okay, no one's going to pay $250 for this. But then again, if someone does, then I have $250, so what the hell. I'm going to turn this, do one more. And then I'm going to incorporate the fuzzy yarn, the specialty yarn. GM is the party's insufferable but indispensable bard. Well, that fits because she's already been giving me wisdom today and helped me pick out the colors. And look what a good choice that was. Look how pretty this is coming out. So pretty. And I'm glad I double stranded it because, yeah, I like these to be sturdy. This would just not be enough if it was just one strand. So I've got the thing coming up Wednesday that I will take the purses and the bottle holders to, and I will let them know that if they want to buy them, it's $20 each, but if they buy more than one, it's $15 each. And we'll see if anybody wants to buy one, if anybody remembered from last month. I also told them, you know, I was giving it to them, and they were young, because they're like volunteers, and they loved the bottle holders. So I said, yeah, tell your friends. You know, I'll come back next month, and I'll have some with me. So if your friends like them. And now, I made some little promo cards, so they can give them out if they want to watch how I'm making them. I'll show you the promo card. Ouch. So it's a promo card for my Twitch stream, and the QR code goes to my Twitch. And I'll give these out to them because they're younger, so they might actually do Twitch. I don't know if I mentioned I live in kind of a rural area. And there's a lot of older people here that are not like the types of people that do things like Twitch. Everybody here is still on Facebook. Yes, I'm laughing at Facebook people. 1, 2, 3. All right. What color? I'm thinking the teal. The blue's too bright. The other one would be like maybe this. Ooh, that's actually pretty too. All right, GM, you've been doing all the picking. I like this. This is pretty. I'm gonna go. GM's lurking, but I know she doesn't. She says she's not a fan of the fuzzies. Look how pretty that is, and it does stand out well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the variegated, and I'm gonna go with the teal and this color for the middle, and I'm gonna let this be like the lip. That'll be pretty, and GM will approve. She likes these colors. All right, so I'm going to take the tail that I cut, pull it through, put my hook in the same way again, pull the tail back around and pull it through, and this will keep it from unraveling. I'm not pulling it tight into a knot because I'm still working. All right, so now I'm going to make a loop out of this pretty blue yarn with not too long a tail, and I like to start the new loops on the back end, and then we'll just weave the tails in as we go along. All right, so here's my two colors. Let me pull this out, and let me pull out, speaking of that, let me pull out one of these lovely cookies that one of my artist club people made for the art reception yesterday, and I got to bring the rest home. I love when I get the cookies. And then I hid them in my drawer here so that I wouldn't eat them all before today. Yum. Oatmeal raisin. So good. How are you this morning, Bear? What's on your agenda for Sunday? Okay, so to weave them in, I just lay the tails along there as I'm going. And I'm just going to keep continuing with double crochets. And this is why you need big fat hooks for big fat yarns. Ooh, this is so pretty. Now, that'll be fine. Thinking maybe I should have started one stitch in because it is so big and fat. It might make this is going to be hard though, because when you work with these fuzzy yarns like this, it's fine now, but when I do the next row, it's a little bit hard to find the stitch, but having this plain teal yarn in there is going to help immensely. Now, the question is, do I want to make the whole middle part this color, or do I want to make it just like some stripes? I'll decide that when I do a whole row. Like, I could do 2 rows of this color, then go back to my original color, so that it is just more of an accent, or I could do the whole middle part. the canvas area. So it's 12 rows total, and generally speaking, though, when your yarn is real thick like this, it can affect the number of rows because it'll take up more space than if I was using not thick yarn, regular yarn. So it could end up being, 10 rows instead of 12. I'll do one more. Gosh, I'm so excited. My favorite streamer of Baldur's Gate 3, Neil Newbon, who's the actor who plays Astarion, my fictional boyfriend character. Haha. You know how that is so pretty. Oh my god, look at that. That's so pretty. I'm like, ooh, it's so pretty. I'm going to keep going. Alright, and this time I'm going to go one stitch in because it is pretty darn thick, instead of starting at the first stitch. Oh, this is such a good color combo. Anyway, so Neil Newbon, who is the actor who portrayed Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3, has been playing a Baldur's Gate 3 game for about a year now that I've been watching, which is what brought me to Twitch, actually, because I found it on YouTube, and then there was like 80 episodes already up on YouTube, or 60 or something like that, and I watched them all. And then I saw that it's actually on Twitch, live streamed, so then I came over to watch it on Twitch, and then I was like, ooh, this Twitch thing is cool. And the rest is history. But anyway, they are starting now to do the Astarion storyline in his playthrough. So they finished Will's quest line. I don't know who else is, honestly. I think they've done, they did Shadowheart's quest line. And have they done, I don't know if they've done Karlach or not. She's my other favorite character. I love her. Alright. I'm not going to go over because it'll get too thick. This yarn is thick. I kind of want to do 2 more rows of the other color and make it striped because that's real pretty. So that's what I'm going to do. I kind of like the striped between that and that. So I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to go back to this. Rinse, repeat. Do it the right way. Just make a loop on your hook. And like I said, I like to start these new ones in the back. Oh, let me pull the blue end through. And then one more time. That will keep it from unraveling. And then we weave the ends in as we go. So here's my 2 strands, and here's my ends, my tails. Which we will just lay across the top there. So they just get woven right in. Wait a minute, something's funky here. There. Fixed. so I've got one, two. See, that's only 2 rows. Look how thick it is. 2, 3 out of 8. This is row number 4. So I'll do 2 rows of this, and then 2 more rows of the blue, which will be 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. I'm trying to do the math and concentrate on this at the same time. It's not working really well, so I will come back after I do 2 rows of this and recount. Barely is doing all right. For the moment, absolutely nothing, just lazing around. That is the best thing to do on Sundays, Bear. That's my idea of a perfect Sunday, honestly. Might go out thrifting later. Ooh, that's fun too. I do want to do that. I'm going to hit up Desert Dragons Lover. There's this one thrift store in the next town down, or a couple towns down. That is amazing. And has really awesome picture frames. Last time I went, though, I bought them also. Don't know if they got restocked. But I mean, it's like real actual thrift store prices, not tourist thrift store prices at this one place. So I like it. You know, it's a thrift store that calls it thrift store stuff, not antique stuff, and then jacks up the price. Okay. Now, do I need another edge there? No, I think I'm fine. Well, maybe one more. I'm just going to put in the same stitch. You know, I'm just doing a lot of this visually. Ooh, I really like this combo. This is coming out very pretty. Ooh, and I know I have a really nice stone that will match well for the clasp. All right, cookie time. And coffee. You know what I forgot to do, which today's the best day to do? Hit up all my friends to watch my stream, so I can get that last milestone of average viewers up, because today is Sunday, so my working friends can do it on today. Let me send a couple texts. That's the last milestone I need. To be affiliate, woohoo! Get the average viewers up. All right. Okay, so there's one. And then just going to copy that. And then, oops, paste here. And then here. And then here. here. Higher viewer count. Woo. Okay. And let me make sure I put my thank yous to everybody, because that would be really rude of me not to. And then who else? All right, my cousins. And then let's put it into the group here, my crochet and knitting group. We'll see if they do it, and then there. And who's that? Who's that? Oh, my niece. The family, you know, it's funny. They're the hardest ones to get to come watch you. And I think that's it. One more. Okay. There, I spammed everybody. I will go back and send them little personal messages after to thank them and say sorry for the spam and explain why I'm spamming them. They're friends, they'll forgive me. Alright, let's do another row of this. And you can see like my ends. Is that an end? That's an end sticking out, but I will just do that because they were woven in for the most part. So if they're sticking out right there, I can just snip them like that. Oh, I should have tied that one into a knot with this one. I like to tie them into knots just to be extra careful and then snip them. But they're starting. Ooh!
Bennett Iron Forge just followed.
Hi,
Thank
Bennett.
you so much, less than 3.
Oh, thank you so much, Bennett. Welcome. Hi there. Are you a crocheter? Thanks for coming in. I wonder if that's somebody I just texted. There, that's tied in a little knot. Now I will snip the ends. There. Throw these away. So it's coming out very nicely so far. I really like this color combo. And, you know, the ends don't really show because you've got this wonderful big fat fuzzy yarn. So it doesn't show up so much really. All right. What's going on? GM, nothing. I just used the blue. I used this blue fuzzy yarn for the accent color. I'm really digging this color combo. You made a good choice with the teal and the variegated. So I was like, should I use the whole middle part, this color, or go for the stripes? And I kind of like the stripes. I think the stripes highlights how pretty it is in a different way than using it the whole time. Maybe I'll do another one later with the whole one though. I'm missing one of these strands. Hold on. Gotta to do that one over. I dropped one of my strands, and you missed me talking about the cookies that I got from the art reception last night at the Rainbow Place. And I got lucky and I got to bring home all the extras. And I just got a new follower, woohoo! And if you are not shy about chatting, I'd love to know how you found me. And if you are shy about chatting, that's fine. You don't have to. I really appreciate the follow and the lurk. And if anybody ever wants to lurk but wants to let me know they're here, you can do just get their little message of appreciation. You can do what GM did, which is !lurk in the chat, and it'll give you a nice little thank you for lurking message. And it will say your name though. So if you're shy about that, just know that that happens. Alright, so I've got my lip row, and then I've got, I can never tell if this is one row or two rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to do 2 more rows with this fancy blue now. And I'm going to bring out 1 extra here, because you can see that when you're using the regular yarns, it doesn't come out as far on the side as the fancy yarns, because fancy yarn is so thick. Alright, so now I'm going to cut the variegated color. I'm going to leave the teal on here. I'm going to pull the variegated through the loop, put my hook back in, bring that tail over again, pull it through again, and that just helps keep it from unraveling, so I don't have to worry about that. Then I'm going to put this fancy blue back on my loop. Hi Desert Dragons lover! Thank you so much. You can thank GM, she helped me pick the colors. Bennick Iron Forge is your other half. Oh, he just followed from his other half. Aw, thank you, Bennick. Thank you, Barely's other half. He's an artist too, right? Didn't you say he did some of the drawings, like the crystals that you're going to work on later? The line drawings? If I'm remembering correctly at all. Right, let me get that through there. Okay, so once again, I just weave the tails right in. I lay them across the top as I'm going. And I skipped the first loop just because this blue fuzz is so thick. It just fits better. So I'm going to do 2 rows of this color combo. He did the tracing for me. I think he should give Art a shot. He's got really steady hands and amazing handwriting. Oh, amazing handwriting. Wow, that is a lost art. You know, my mom had amazing handwriting too. Her handwriting was so pretty. Used to make me mad because I would try to make my handwriting as pretty as my mom's when I was a kid, and it just never did come out that nice. I miss my mom. I miss you, Mommy. She comes to visit me though in my dreams sometimes, especially if I'm kind of missing her, which is nice. She comes to me in my, which is interesting, kind of like more important dreams sometimes. The ones that are like really giving me clarity about something. Which just goes to show she's being like a guardian angel, or part of her is. Maybe I'll read the story I wrote for her after she died. It's very short, only a couple paragraphs long. I think you guys would like it. Let's do a poll. Does anybody want to hear a story? A very short story. It might make you teary-eyed, just saying. I'll do one more. Get in there, get in there. Yes, always. Oh, hi, Sir Pippin. Thanks for coming in. Was that you on stream in House Flipper yesterday? With Hairless? You guys are funny. Man, that was a long stream. Awesome. You have such a nice voice. Okay, after I finish this row, I will pull up that story and read it. And it is on the internet, so I will put the link to it. It's on my website, goddesswhispers.blog. It's been a while since I put any stories up. I should put a story up because I wrote some in collaboration with AI. Oh, speaking of, Desert, did you want to do a story session today? A writing session? I wasn't sure if you were available today or not. I know you've had a very busy week this week. So you let me know. No pressure. I got a lot going on too. Well, yeah, I do. My a lot going on doesn't involve necessarily leaving the house, which is kind of nice. But I've been doing some rearranging and reorganizing and making like certain things flow much more easily. Okay, look how pretty that is. Okay, so I've got 3 rows here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to switch back to this color, but I like the 2 accent stripes of this color. All right, but I'll go ahead and find that story and read it. And that's, let me put a new tab up. It's called Land of Dreams and Fantasies. And so if you go to Goddess Whispers blog in the upper right hand corner where the menu lines are, go to stories, and the stories are there. And here it is. And I'll give you the link. Okay. I understand, Jam. Totally understand. So, no writing today, Desert Dragons? Okay. I shall hopefully get a lot of that purse done. All right, GM, fade away now. I'm starting. The Land of Dreams and Fantasies. And you know what? I will show you the image here that was the prompt for this. So this was an actual challenge, sort of, a prompt. And the prompt was an image that a person in Second Life had created in Second Life. How do I do that? I think I do it this way. And then if I put this here, I think it'll show it. Yeah, so there's the image. Okay, And the prompt is, so the person who gave the prompt wrote The Water Palace. This is another creation for the Visionaire Graduation Gallery, featuring an idea I was playing around with. The concept of being exposed to imagination, where our dreams could soar into the realms of fantasy. And out of that came this vision. I called this picture The Water Palace, and we see here a girl in her nightgown feeling down the hallway, but whether she is running to something or from is up to you. I think she meant fleeing. Fleeing down the hallway, but whether she's running to something or from is up to you. As your imagination takes hold and your creativity spreads its wings, the girl's journey can flow into an incredible story just waiting to be shared. So she was basically, and the rest of her prompt was saying, write a story about this picture. So I did, and I called it The Land of Dreams and Fantasies, based on what she wrote there. Okay. She knew it was there, unseen but felt. She ran through the darkness that seemed unending because she knew it was there. Somehow she would get there. Finally, when it seemed she had been running forever and felt as if the running might never stop, the black fog dissipated and she arrived. She laughed and danced and cried with joy. She knew it was there, and she was right. It was the land she had always escaped to in her mind. It was the land of her dreams and fantasies. It was beautiful as she had known it would be. It was dark, but not the dark of the black fog that had trapped her for so long. The one that didn't let any light in. No, this was the dark of the night sky, filled with shining stars, vast galaxies, and colorful quasars and pulsars, with nebulas and comets and all the wonders of the heavens. It was light, it was pale dawns and vibrant sunsets. It was sunlight shining on flower petals. It was the moon casting a lovely silver-white anti-darkness. It was majestic forest and a serene meadow and pretty flowered vale. It was a castle with stone columns built on a lake of sparkling ice. It was elves and fairies and dragons, oh my! It was heaven. She stopped and turned for one last look to where she had left her old, worn-out body and her grieving family behind, on the other side of the veil of black fog. She sent them her love, then turned back around and smiled. She was young and strong again, and she was so ready to enjoy new adventures in the land of dreams and fantasies. All right, that's it. Okay, and safe for you to come back, GM, if you want to. And let me, where did I put that? Let me get that picture gone. So that was it. Yeah, you could hear my voice breaking a little when I read it. It's I still get emotional sometimes. I kind of didn't expect it because it's been a while. But yeah, that's, writing is so cathartic and good and awesome. And I guess that's when you kind of know that it's good, when it makes you experience these emotions. And that's what writing is all about, isn't it? So thank you for indulging me in my story and listening. I hope you all enjoyed it. It felt good, right? I'll tell you though, I sobbed my eyes out when I wrote that story. Whew. I think this is the second time on stream I've read it, and second time it made me get a little emotional. It's just one of those stories, it's personal, and it just, you know how it is. You guys are all creative people. All right. So once again, did I pull the tail through? Yes, I did. All right. Let me get my 2 strands. Let me leave my tails out. And there we go. Getting the next row started. Laying my tails, where's my other tail, across again, just like that, so that they get woven right in. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for anybody who came in recently and joined in. I appreciate you so much. And especially if you're someone that I texted and you came in from that, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate the support. And, you know, the love. Because that's love, man. People that will do that for you, that's love. And I'm all about the sharing the love. And speaking of sharing the love, Sir Pippin the Not So Smart is in chat there, and Barely Watercoloring, and also Desert Dragons Lover. Go click on their names in the chat and you'll get a little pop-up box that allows you to follow them right from there. So if you're a person who enjoys Twitch, if you're a person who enjoys the arts, I would say definitely go with Barely Watercoloring and Desert Dragons Lover. They are both amazing watercolor artists who stream, and when they stream, they're really fun to paint along with, and they're really good because they share their process, and they're really good teachers. They share what they're learning and what they're doing and how they're doing it and talk about it. And by the way, congrats, Desert Dragons Lover, you won. 2 of your pieces won in the judged exhibit yesterday. Yay! That beautiful Desert Daisy watercolor, and I forget what the other one was. Sorry, I forget what the other one was. Because I'm so enamored with that flower painting. It's just absolutely stunning. And oh, our Jam Lady won as well with her beautiful beaded, she made this beautiful tree out of beads. And she's got little like animals, little bunny rabbits and birds in them. It's a tree of life. Absolutely stunning. So Barely Watercoloring and Desert Dragons Lover. Follow them for watercoloring. Sir Pippin is a gamer. I don't know. Do you do art too, Sir Pippin? I should really. I haven't checked out one of your streams yet. I need to do that. Have I? Do I follow you already? Yes, I do. Why do I not get your... I don't think I've ever gotten a notification of your stream though. I will go check and make sure that I am following with notifications after. I know he's a gamer, but I don't know if he does art. And then GM is an awesome supporter. Thank you, GM, for always coming in and watching. And GM is actually a gamer too, but for various reasons is unable to game at the moment. But one of the few other people I know in my same age group who games, which is really nice. And GM is an amazing knit and crochet person. The one that I am always going to when I need help. So thank you for that too. And the best judgy cleric ever. Alright, so here's my 2 rows of this color. Let me see. I have to count my rows and see how many I have. This is about the right size. I think I'm just going to start the other side now. So this is one side of the purse. That's the right size. It fits up to 2 phones, which I didn't really realize was something that would come in very handy until Desert Dragon's Lover, because Desert Dragon's Lover has her personal phone and then her work phone that she has to carry around. So then I was like, oh, okay. Note to self, make it big enough for 2 phones, because a lot of people are going to be in that same situation. And if you're not carrying 2 phones, what I like about it being a little bigger than just a phone purse is I can carry things like my little promos in there, and my eye drops, my chapstick, and my little wallet. I've always been a fan of small purses, not big ones. Excuse me, cookie. Look how pretty that is. So now I'm going to do the same thing the other way. So 2 more rows of this color, and then 2 rows of this. This is actually 2 rows here, 2 rows, and I think this is 3 rows. I'm not sure if this is 2 rows or 3 rows, but I'll know when I get there. And halfway through, so I can make this almost in 3 hours. More like probably 3.5. But of course I'm stopping and I read a story and I'm doing things. But you know what? I'm always doing that when I'm crocheting. So I call it 3 hours if I was just to sit and concentrate for 3 hours and do this. But it's really a little longer because I put the beads on. By the time you're done with the shoulder strap and the beading, I'd say maybe 3.5, maybe even 4, depending on how difficult the beading is. Like the one that I made for myself, I had to actually, one of the things I wanted across the bottom was not a bead, but a little fossil shell that didn't have a hole in it. So I had to make a little wire holder for it, which was difficult because I'm not a jewelry person, and that's not something that I do a lot of. So that actually probably took a whole half hour just by itself. But that's not something I normally do. I normally just put beads on it. And I'm going to put these, one of my awesome people from my Thursday, I host an open art and craft along, which is a bring your own project, and we just hang out together and work on our arts and crafts. And so one of the ladies there had these beautiful beads, and she's like, you know, I'm never going to use them. So she gave them to me. So I'm going to use these, I think, today. And look at this. Ooh, this would be perfect for the clasp. Oh, look at this one. Oh, look at the colors. Yep. I don't know, I have some pretty blue glass beads too that I might use, but I really like wooden beads. But this, won't that be perfect for the clasp? Oh, look at that. She's gonna love it. I'll have to show this to her when she's there on Thursday. course, if she loves it too much, I'll probably just give it to her. And then I'll have to make another one because I'm making these to put into a shop. So I got into a third shop, which is nice, but it's also scary because right now, so what I have to do right now is not tourist season going into summer. And I have to, every creative stream, I think I'm going to be doing crochet for the summer. I'm going to have to put aside painting. I'm really enjoying learning the painting, you guys, but I need to have stock because when fall comes around and tourist season comes back, if this stuff sells, I'm going to have 3 stores to keep up with now. So I'm a little kind of scared about that. And there's actually a 4th store I want to go to and see if they want to carry my stuff. And the 4th store, the reason I want to go to the 4th store is because they only take 25% off the top. So these stores out here, they take a really high amount of money. So the one at the visitor center, they only take, I can't remember how much they take. 40% maybe? 30? I don't remember. But the new store I'm just getting into is 40%, which is high. But the store I was in before, which is closed down now, they took 50%, which is really high. But you know what? It was worth it. You know why? Because if it weren't for the stores, I wouldn't be selling any. So, hey man, I consider it the fee to pay for the privilege of getting to put your stuff out in a store where it gets customers and traffic. And I'm cool with that. Because if it weren't for those stores, I'm not going to go open a store and get customers and traffic. And I don't want to deal with selling it online and having to mail it out and stuff, honestly. Because I don't have a printer. And you kind of need a printer for doing stuff like that. So this side, I could have probably done one more stitch wider, but that's okay. It's just that this yarn is so thick it makes it look wider, but if I go along with these colors, it's all good. Alright, so now it's going to be folded like that. So now I'm going to do 2 rows with the blue again. So I cut the variegated, put that aside, get my blue on the hook. Let me pull the tail through. And then pull it through again. One of the stores though, my favorite one, she just buys the stuff from me. That's always the best. When they just buy it from you instead of consignment. Okay. And now, get my tails out of the way, get my strands, and we're going to do 2 rows of this, and then 2 rows of the other color. Oops, I forgot to lay my tails out. Hold on. Lay the tails out so they get woven right in. Perfect bead for that bag. It sure is. It's beautiful. See how that happens? That's law of attraction right there. That is the universe always having your back. Now, the question is, am I going to have to start keeping track of how much income I'm making from this? Because if you make over, is it 600 a year? Last time I looked, I don't know if that's changed, from your hobbies, then you have to call it a business and report it and pay taxes and stuff. I didn't do anywhere near that last year. Maybe, probably, I don't know, 100 or 200 maybe. It was not enough to have to report. So it's interesting because on the one hand I'm like, it'd be nice if I didn't have to report it and I just got to have this extra cash. That would help, buy my supplies and stuff. But on the other hand, if it's enough to have to report it, then depending, like if I make 600, how much in taxes do they take out of that? You have to, there's like a certain threshold that you have to reach before it becomes kind of worth it to spend all the time doing these things, getting it out there, so that you have some extra spending money. And is it going to put you into a higher tax bracket and blah, blah, blah. But as a single person just doing this, and not, I'm not obviously mass producing this. And I just don't think I could literally keep up with making enough for a large demand to make it that much. And the question is, do the sellers who are selling it, do they report it only if it's more than $600 worth sold in their shop? And then you have to, because they're reporting it. Or if one shop sells like $100 worth and another shop sells $100 worth, and the other shop sells $200 worth, are they all not reporting that? Because hobby money, that's not make a living money, but does help buy that extra, means I can buy an artichoke if I want to, because artichokes are expensive. Is really nice. Like the difference between buying that food item. Oops. No, this is the last one. Okay. That's too expensive for your budget, generally speaking, but you really, really, really like it and you really, really, really want it. And doing stuff like this gives you the extra money to buy it, so that's really nice. Versus now I'm going to have to pay taxes on it, and I'm back to I can't afford that artichoke. Man. Retirement is awesome, but there's also more things that I have to keep track of than I realized I would have to once I retired. And it's almost like a tightrope, It's interesting. Are the stores giving you 1099s? Not yet. One did, but I was working at that one. And the other ones, I don't know yet, because this is my first year that I've got stuff in them. So I won't know till December. I didn't have my stuff in them last year. I only had it in the one store last year that I actually worked at part-time. So that will be the question. And at what threshold do they give you the 1099? Do they give you the 1099 no matter how much, even if you've only sold like 2 items? Or do they give you the 1099 if you sold, X amount of dollars worth of items? Those are my questions. I have to do some research. Last thing I want is to get in trouble with the IRS, right? All right, back to 2 rows of the non-fancy but still beautiful yarns. And then another 2 rows of the fancy. And then either 2 or 3 rows. I think that's 3, but I'm not sure. Pretty sure. All right, I need, what time is it? 10:46. I need a little break because I need to go to the little girl's room, and I'm desperately in need of some coffee here, which I have right here, and I just have been too busy yakking and crocheting to actually drink any. And I like to give my viewers a break as well. So what I'm going to say is, if anybody wants to stand up and do a little stretching with me, a little exercise break, when I get to affiliate, I'm not going to say if, I'm going to say when, because that's law of attraction. Law of attraction says if I plan on it to happen, it will happen. And once you're affiliate, you get these little things. People can, they earn channel points by watching and by chatting. You get these channel points, and with the channel points you can get cute things like you can unlock emojis. Like, I don't know how to do the emoji thing. Oh, there's going to be so much to learn, because everybody has their custom emojis, so they make it somewhere somehow. I have no idea where or how. I have to look into that. But then you get to spend channel points and like make the streamer do something. So I could put, spend 100 channel points and make me do 10, what do they call them? Half jacks? Jumping jacks, but you're not jumping. It's for old people. Because jumping hurts our joints. I think whatever it is they give you, it would be given no matter how much. They have to account for the money going in and out of the business. That's true. But the lady said yesterday that if it sells more than $600, then they send it. But I have to look up, because last time I looked up what that threshold amount was frankly years ago, so I don't know if it's changed. I should update my info. I know you're laughing. I know. It should be. I have a feeling they went lower though. God, this coffee's good. I put a drop of almond extract and a drop of vanilla extract. So good. Hi viewers. Let me put my clock on. Oh, I forgot to turn off the timer. Whoops. Stop. Let's put it on 5 minutes. All right, let's do some stretches here. Oh, so I'm gonna do some chair stuff first. just holding your arms like this, and then, so the idea is to keep your hips stable and then just twist your waist. And when you're like sitting on your ass all day, this is really good, and also gives you a waistline. Oh, you know what? All right, my shoulders are too high. So I gotta put my arms out lower. You don't actually see it because the cam doesn't show. And then the other thing I like to do to get my exercise in is when I brush my teeth. You know, instead of just standing there in front of the sink brushing my teeth, I'll do 40 squats. Like chair size, so I don't go all the way to the floor, but I go down as if I was sitting on a chair and standing up. And then, so 40 squats is good because it does make me like breathing heavier by the end of 40 squats. And then when I'm in the kitchen, putting stuff in the microwave, waiting for that, it's only a couple minutes, but that's long enough to do 20 counter-ups, which is the old people version of push-ups. Because I cannot get on the floor and do push-ups, but I will go on the counter and I'll do 20 of those, and that helps keep the old lady flab, you know, from your arms. Exercise is not about trying to keep up with what you did when you were 30. It's about doing what you can do at your age. And now I'm in my 60s, I do things a lot differently than I did when I was in my 30s. But, you know, it still works. I'm still in my weight range that I should be in. I'm still healthy for the most part. Another way you can do them is like be at the wall and go like this. So if you can't do it on the counter, do it against the wall. And you know, when I have to meet someone strong to help me move my desk back so I can actually do it back here and you guys can see it. But I don't have enough room back here and you guys can't see it. Right? So I'm going to do it off to the side here. I'm on the other side of my desk, and I'm going to do my push-ups on the desk. Hi, handsome boy. Are you in the way? Should I count them? 4, 5, 6. I swear I'm doing them for real. 7, 8, 9. This is a little harder. My desk is lower than the counter. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm only going to do 15, not 20. My squats. Ow. Did you hear that? I don't know what that was even. Something cracked. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, and 20. Okay, so I just did 20 counter-ups, 20 squats, and however many of these things I wasn't counting. I feel it, I'm breathing. It's good, my blood is going. My doctor says I need to do an hour of aerobics every day though. And she says, you can't break it up. You have to do an hour all at once. All right, I'm gonna go and put this back on 5 minutes. Get some new batteries for my pretty lights back there. And go to the bathroom. and I'll be right back. Oh, maybe put the fan on now. And the other thing, when you age, you got to realize your motivations are a little different. So you still want to stay strong, but it's staying strong really for different reasons. Like when I was in my 30s, I wanted to be strong so I could be, awesome and hike up mountains and stuff. And I don't need to do that anymore because I've already done all that stuff that I wanted to do. I hiked up that mountain in Yosemite. I can't remember what the name of it is. I jumped off the cliff in Jamaica. And I went, what do they call it? Kayaking in Alaska. And that was really hard, man. I'm telling you, I was so freaking sore the next day for actually 3 or 4 days because they were having a really windy day and I had booked a 5-hour kayaking trip. And instead, when we got there, they said, look, the water's way too choppy and the wind is way too strong. There's no way we can last 5 hours. So it's going to be a 2-hour trip instead. So they refunded us partially so that we were charged only for the 2-hour trip. And they weren't wrong, man. That water was so choppy. But I got to kayak up to Prince William Sound and see the salmon jumping and stuff. It was so cool. So it was absolutely worth it. Oh my God, I was so sore. I was so sore. And that was just, I think, the day before I was leaving to go back to California. So in the airport, SeaTac Airport was the stopover, and they had one of those kiosks with the massage where you sit on the chair and they massage you. So I got one of those because I was dying, man. And then I don't know what happened, but I don't know if it was the person who was massaging me or if it was the new shirt I got, but I broke out in a rash after that. It was like, man, just can't win. Although it was all a win because I got to go to Alaska and I got to go kayaking up Prince William Sound. GM, oh my God. Now you tell me I use my flab to attack my grandkids. Your arm flab. Chicken wings. I call them chicken wings. Oh, somebody texted me back. Let's see what she says here. Middle of stuff now, but I'll open it on the app and let it play. Hope that helps. Aww. Thank you. You know who you are. If you were able to do it, I appreciate you so much. Miss D. So, yeah, so now, you get a certain age and you want to stay strong, not so you can necessarily climb up a mountain, though I'm not knocking climbing up the mountain at this age. That would still be fun. But like I said, I mean, I've already done most of the stuff that I wanted to do. Like, once I jumped off the cliff in Jamaica into the water, I was like, yeah, I'm never doing that again. Something I can say I did it now. I can brag. I don't feel the need to ever do that again. There are some things that you just don't need to do again once you've experienced it. And going to the top of that mountain on the Yosemite, that was pretty awesome. But man, that was also kind of in some places scary because you get up there and the wind was just howling. I mean, it was very, very strong. And in some places the walkway was just so narrow. And then you're climbing up these stone steps at the top that are also very narrow. I mean, they have handrails, thank God. But it was a little disconcerting, I'm not going to lie. But it was awesome. Oh, was it Angel Falls? It was the top of some mountain that had waterfalls on it, so you got to go to the falls at the top. That's right. The memory is fuzzy, but it's coming back to me. I was in my 20s when I did that, so it was a long time ago. Let's do one more over here. Alright, so this was one row. Now I'm going to do another one. And I would like to go back to Europe again. Actually, I would like to go to China. I would really like to visit China. And I would like to go to Greece. And there's other parts of the world that I wanted to go to, but I'm just not sure I'd feel safe there. You have to really time those and watch the travel advisories. And I need to get my passport again. I let my passport expire because I was lazy, basically. But my favorite places I've been to probably thus far have been Alaska for sure. It's absolutely beautiful there. I could totally probably live there even. And I really enjoyed Scotland a whole lot. There's one tail. Where's the other one? There it is. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these two, again, tie them into a knot, and then cut the ends. This way for sure they won't unravel. And when I tie things into a knot, I try to always make sure that there is a strand of yarn going in between it so that it has something to be tied around. So the knot itself doesn't just go through, but this will hold it. I really loved Scotland, but you know what? Scotland, the geography in some ways reminded me a little bit of California. I really enjoyed Utah, though I didn't get to tourist much. I was kind of just passing through. Oh, you know what I want to do? There's in Canada somewhere, I think on the west coast of Canada somewhere, there's some gorge with like a wooden bridge going across. That's all creaky and scary. I really want to do that. And then of course, so many of the beautiful things to see are right here in the United States. The Grand Canyon's amazing. That was an awesome trip. And I did hike down to the bottom of the canyon and back up. I'm trying to remember, did we ride? I think part of the way we rode donkeys. And that was kind of scary because, they know what they're doing, but you don't know what they're doing. So that was actually a little scary. I did things differently than a lot of my friends who didn't travel when they were young. They traveled they did their work thing, they got married, whatever. Oh, I need to do 2 more of the blue ones. And had their kids and raised their families, and I was like, nope. Nope, I want to travel. I want to travel while I'm young and I'm able to, do the things that I want to do and strong. And I never really had a maternal urge, so I don't, I wasn't really feeling like any urge to have children at all whatsoever. And then I thought, because also it was like, well, I have the ability to do it now. I have the funds to do it now. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? I'm glad I did. And a lot more money than I do now. And also, just now that I'm this age, man, traveling now would not be the same as traveling then was. Like I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I did back then. Just because of age and physically. Not because I'm like out of shape and old and decrepit, but like when I first went to Europe, I remember the first day we were so tired, me and my friend. We were walking around, we were just walking around. You do a lot of walking in Europe, and this was in France. And we were just walking all day, touristing around. And I was like, man, why am I so tired? It's only like 6 p.m. And I looked at the clock and it was actually 9 because the sun stays up so late there. It stays late, so light. I was like, God, no wonder. We've been walking around from 8 a.m. till 9 p.m. I was pooped. And that's when I was young. GM says, your 20s were last week. I know, right? It feels like that. Oh, no, that was High Desert Hillbilly. Hi, High Desert. Good morning. GM says I was smart to travel young. Yeah, looking back, I feel the same way, GM. I'm glad I traveled when I did. I don't have the opportunities now that I did then. Although, I had signed up actually to take my dream trip to China. And I signed up for it, and it was a really cheap deal through one of the local areas Chamber of Commerce. Somehow they scored a group price, so the price included the airfare and the hotel and like the tours that you were taking on the trip, and it was only like $2,000 for everything. And I signed up for it, figuring, great. I signed up for it a year early, so I was still working then, I was still making good money, and my plan was to save up for it and go, because I didn't need to pay for it yet. And that was in early 2019 that I signed up for it, and the trip was going to happen in 2020. So needless to say, that did not happen. That was canceled. So I never did get to go to China. And, now I just wouldn't be able to afford something like that. There's no saving up. Saving up what? What extra funds? There's no extra funds. Because I retired since then. So, it's retirement income. It is what it is. And that's why doing this stuff and actually getting in the stores is such a blessing. Because it does give me a little extra spending cash. And at this point, it's not paying me to go to, for a trip to go to China, but it is enabling me to say every once in a while, let's go to the coffee shop with my friends. And actually be able to afford to go to the coffee shop with my friends. Okay, so that's one row. And now we do the second row. How much time? No writing today, so I have a whole nother hour. Yay. And, it's a little It makes some things a little bit harder when you're on a fixed income. Like with my artist group, they do field trips. And I enjoy going on the field trips with them, but then they always want to go, out to eat lunch after. I just don't have the money for that. I don't have that in my budget. So I end up not going. Because, I'm cool with bringing my lunch and just hanging out with them and having a good time while they're ordering their lunches. But then the waiters look at you funny, and then the people you're with look at you like with pity, and it's like, no. Y'all don't need to be looking at me with pity, because I chose this path. I retired a little early. Because I wanted to. Instead of waiting later and taking more money, I'm not one of those people that, wanted the career, wanted to work. I'm one of those people that never wanted to work. And so, I am enjoying, I don't get to do some of those things now, but you know what? I went to so many lunches with so many friends when I was working because I had a great job that paid well, which is why I have a pension plan now. Thank God. Okay, now I'm switching back to the other one. And that's why I retired early, because I could. And then I worked part-time, and everything was peachy keen. Then my part-time job went away. And now it's been a struggle, but now that's why I'm trying to build up the Twitch thing and the crochet thing. I don't know if it'll ever be as much as the part-time job got me. But you know what? I am so happy right now. I'm like, the difference is I'm enjoying life. I don't have to, my time is not beholden to some boss somewhere making them money. It is beholden to me to do what I want to do, even if it's not making as much money. And I could make more money, probably, somehow. I'm not sure how, but probably. But there's no really getting a regular job in the kind of career type of work that I did, because in those career type of jobs that I did that paid a lot of money, they're not going to hire someone in their 60s who's just waiting till they can get their other retirement income in the next year. They're not going to hire somebody like that. It's the little, oops, where's my other strand? It's the little part-timers. Did I do this wrong? Hold on. Because that was, alright, I grabbed my tail instead of my strand. Because I'm blah, 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 blah. I was telling Bear, because Bear was saying that he sometimes has, for him with streaming, one of his challenges is being chatty. And I'm like, yeah, my challenge is the opposite. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. And then sometimes you're like busy chatting and then you're like not paying attention to what you're doing. Now you have so much time for your hobbies and groups. Yes, I do. And I really enjoy the hobbies and groups. And see, that's the thing, GM, because my parents both died at a fairly young age. My dad died when he was 60. I've already outlived my dad. Okay. So that kind of made me like, yeah, I'm not going to work till I die. And my mom worked up until she couldn't anymore from her illness. And then she died a couple years later. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to be me. I want to enjoy life. I don't know how long I'm going to live. I did the death calculator thing, and it said, you know, its guesstimate, according to my family history and genetics and things, was like 70 something. My dad didn't make it to 70. My mom passed in her early 70s. And that's only 10 years away from me. So, do I want to spend the last 10 years of my life hustling at some frickin' job? No. I want to enjoy life. I want to take the time to do the hobbies that I never had the time to do while I was working and being responsible. I think maybe if I had to do over again, the one thing I would have done differently maybe was find a good spouse, if that was possible. Because that double income sure would be nice. And having someone to help out around the house. And since I don't have someone to help out around the house, it means I always have to pay someone to come help out around the house. On my single income. My not double income. So, you know, you do what you do. My vacation money is spent on house maintenance. But you know what? I have a nice house. I love my house. And I love hanging out at home. I'm such a homebody now. Because when I was young, I was out every night. I didn't care. I lived in little apartments and stuff, and it didn't matter because it was just where I slept. And I was going out all the time and traveling all the time. And so when I finally got my home, I really went into that nesting phase. And I'm still in that nesting phase. And even yesterday, our fabulous Miss M in the artist group, who you know, Desert Dragons Lover if you're watching, still. After the art reception, she and Miss V were going to whatever that art gallery is that you guys went to last month. She invited me again, and I'm like, no, thanks. I'm ready to go home. I had spent 2 hours out, and I'm like, you know how I am? She's like, yeah, I know how you are. So my people know me. 2 hours out was enough. I was ready to go home. And I do enough things. Well, I have my 1 day a week when I'm out, and I host that artist group. And then I hang out with the crochet and knit ladies. And, you know, that's a lot of socializing because it's multiple people. And then I stream 3 times a week, which is, you know, to me, socializing. And that's enough for me. I'm like, the rest of the time, nope. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm spending a lot of time writing these days. But I am now taking those writings, and I made a template in Pages for book format. And so when I say I'm spending a lot of time writing, I'm writing in collaboration with AI bots. I wrote a really good one yesterday. So it's not just me, it's me and the AI bot, and we like you start out with a prompt, you write to that prompt, and then the AI bot responds. The AI bot plays like another character. And again, not a naughty story, nothing naughty happened in it. I'm not opposed to the naughty stories. I like a good erotic novel. But this particular story was not. It was really good. It's just all like emotions and feelings and things. And so yeah, I'm gonna make a book out of these stories. Alright, so there's I'm lining them up to see whether this was 2. This was 3, so I need to do 1 more row up here, and then I can stitch down the sides and put the beads on. So I might have enough time to do that on stream. this one. Okay. And now I need to take a drink of coffee because I've been yakking and I'm thirsty, which probably I should drink tea, not coffee. I'm curious if any of you guys out there are willing to put it in chat. Are you guys all in that retirement age group too? And thank you so much, everybody, for joining me and for lurking. And don't ever feel obligated to chat if I ask questions and stuff. You know, I'm interested, but I also get it if you're not comfortable with chatting or putting yourself out there. That is totally cool. And also if you're just here to support and you've just got it on another device, but you're not really paying attention because you're busy doing your thing. I mean, I do that too. We all do that. So I appreciate that so much. Like I try to go in and watch the people who are Twitchers, who come in and support me. I'll go to their streams too, but I don't always have time to interact. I tend to interact more than I think a lot of people in general because I am blah 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 chatty. But there are times when I'm crocheting, and that's going to happen a lot more in the future. So if you're one of the Twitch people I follow and I'm not as chatty coming up as I have been, please forgive me. I have to make stock to ensure that I can put my stuff in all 3 of these stores now. I'm going to make some more smiley faces too, because those were a hit. And what else? Oh yeah, and then housekeeping and cooking, because that's the time when I most often have time to put stuff on. Is if I'm cooking, I like to, you know, I can bring my laptop in and put it on. And then when I'm doing house cleaning, I can't really, so I just put it on my computer. Did I turn my fan on? I did. And I let it play, but I don't get to sit there and watch and chat. But, you know, I know how much the lurking is helpful, because that's the most important thing, just that the video is going, that people have the video feed on while you're live. All right, so now I've gotten all my rows done. So there's 3, and then 2, and then 2, and then 2, and then 4, because it's going to fold over like this. So now I'm going to stitch down the side, and I just do a single crochet stitch down the side. And the thing is, you just make sure that's another reason I like doing the stripes, because you can line them up easy and know where you're at. And then when I get down to here, I add the beads, and then when I get to here, I make the handle, or the strap, the shoulder strap. Okay, so I'm just going to go right through both sides, 2 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull it through the 2 loops, and that is a single crochet stitch. And just keep doing it all the way down, and make sure that you are lining up your things here. So go into the next stitch-ish, and it's not always a stitch, it's just where's the next place it makes sense to put your thing through. Because these aren't stitches, these are the ends of the rows. And as long as you're lined up, you're good. And, you know, I like to always show people how I do this, because you know what, if you're living in an area where you have an opportunity to get your stuff in stores and it'll sell, then you know what, and I helped you be able to do that, then I'm happy. I want to be helpful. The pie is not limited. There is enough pie for everybody. It's infinite. So I'm not one of those people that, I don't want to show you how I did it. Yeah, ask me how I did it. I'll show you. Get yourself a piece of that pie. All right. Let's put a little incantation in here. May whoever carries this purse around attract money and love, abundance be found. I don't know, I like to put a little rhyme in there. No negative vibes. No hate. Always keep them safe. Be a ward and a charm to keep them safe and warm. All right, so now I'm down the side and get in there. Ready to put some beads on. So let me go, I like the wooden beads, but it would be these ones. But I don't think these wooden beads match as much, although they do because of this color in here. I could do the light beads. But I think I want to check my blue glass because this blue is so pretty, and I have some blue glass beads if I have any left. That would go perfect with that. My bead box. Ooh, it's a good one because the lid stays on really good on this one. Oh, I have these too. Ooh, this color's pretty. And I think it goes well. Let's see, how big are the holes in these? They're big enough. Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. I kind of like that a lot. Ooh, these are pretty. Ooh, those are pretty. Ooh, those are real pretty. Ooh, and I have 5. Ooh, I might use these. Because look, same colors as the yarn. Yeah, I'm going to use those. I don't even need to look in here. And then this bead for the clasp. I also have this nice big blue one. So, you know what's really cool is when you start doing like this, you tell your friends and they offer up their old jewelry. That's pretty too. Which one do you guys like better for the clasp? The multicolor one or just the big turquoise one? The big turquoise one kind of matches these because look at the shape is similar. And it's got that same sort of brown crackle through it that these have, just not as much of it. Maybe that would be better. This is really pretty, but I could use this on another one too. I think I'm going to, use this one. Ooh, look at this cool bead. Ooh, look at this one. I'm not going to use it, but I just saw it in there and it's so pretty. I'm showing it to you. Look how beautiful that is. I love that. Pretty rocks. I love pretty rocks. I'm going to keep this. Where did I put those? The beads. I just had them. Oh, they're under the lid. I like that one better. Oh, this one's pretty too. This one's real pretty. Ooh, it's got a really nice dark brown. I think I'll use that one. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no, here's 5. Okay. Ooh, look at this one. Ooh, look at this one. Ooh, can't wait to use this on something. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. All right. Hi, Fiberistic. Many years to go before retirement. Start planning now. Get that retirement fund going. That retirement fund has come in very handy. So I have a pension plan from a great job I had, which is why I always recommend to people government jobs, because it was a government job. Government jobs usually have a good pension plan. And public, what's the word? Public something or other. Government and public something. Public service. Alright, let's see if this is going to work. First of all, will this fit through there? No. Let's see if my super skinny hook fits through there. I don't know that these, oh shoot, you know, I'm not sure these holes are going to be big enough to pull yarn through. Certainly not 2 strands, maybe 1. We'll have to see. Hi, Blue. As you know, I'm older than you. Yes, I know, GM. But you're younger at heart. Hi, Blue Goblin. How's it going? Thanks for coming in. Had fun watching you play Pokemon yesterday, though I gotta tell you, I don't get that game at all. Like, I didn't know what was going on, really, at all. Even after watching you play. The Pokemons are things that you find, but they're actually little monsters. And then they're pets, or they fight, or I'm not really sure. Oh no. Let's see. Alright, so I got some wire here. Very thin wire. And I will try just pulling 1 strand of yarn, because it's still going to be 2 strands when you have to do it like this. So we'll see. You know what? Not that one though. This is a better color. We'll see if this works. And plus this yarn does pull very skinny when you pull it. So, alright, universe, let's let this work. Oh, this ain't gonna work. This is not going to work, I should say. I was telling somebody, they said the word ain't, and I was like, oh, you are from the Northeast. Because I've never heard anybody from the West Coast say it. Oh, well, poopies. I can't use these beads then. Oop, I just broke my wire. Yeah, that means I can't use the beads. Well, shuckies. Unless I attach them separately, but I don't like to do it. I like to do it in with the yarn. Oh, that's too bad. These are so pretty. Alright, go back to my bead thing. And I've used the blue beads before, so I know the blue glass ones I had in mind do fit. What I don't know is whether I have any of them left. Let me put these back away in here. The blue glass beads, they look like this, but they're a larger size. shucks. I really like that. I have 3 of these. If I can fit this, maybe I'll just do 3 instead of 5. Those are real pretty. And I think the color is nice with that. We'll see. So if I don't have the blue beads, maybe I could do, ooh, this is really pretty. This is green glass. Is this glass or plastic? I'm actually not sure. But look, it's got gold in the middle. So I could do that. I do have 2 of these. And that makes 5. Ooh, that looks pretty. Let's try that. Hold on. I need a little SNACK, which I can't say the word because my dog is right underneath. These are my rice flour, TREATS. I make out of mochi rice flour in the air fryer. Uh-oh, something's blocking it. Okay. I think it'll work though. Where did I put my wire? This wire's too short now though, because I broke it. I'm gonna try anyway. We'll try with 1 strand first. If that's successful, we might try to pull the other strand through, we might not. I think it'll come. I think it'll work. Come on. Yes, it worked. All right. Now, I wonder if I can fit the other strand through. I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is, oh shucks, I forgot to do my chain 3. That's okay. I'll do it now. So I do a chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then I put the bead on. And there. And then just, wait a minute, what am I doing wrong? Oh, okay. I was doing double crochet, not just chain. There we go. And now chain 3 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, and then attach it about here because there's going to be 5 going across. With just a slip stitch. I'm gonna pull my yarn out some more. Okay, get over there. Chain 3 again. I'm so glad it worked. Blue Goblin Crafts, I finally woke up. I was just trying to level up my Pokemon to fight other Pokemon. You should watch a Pokemon anime. That really helps explain it better than I can. I just know Pokemon are cute. They are cute. It was a very cute game. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's try to get this through the next bead, which is this one, which this one has a hole large enough to possibly do both strands of yarn. When I can fit my hook through like that, we'll try it and see. And if not, we'll just do the one strand. You know what, let me pull one strand through at a time. So first I'll do the green one. Now let me see if I can put this back through. I might have to do one strand. Yep, it's just going to be the one strand again. Okay, which is fine. Get that on there and get the bead in place. And then bring this other strand up here. And pull them through, and now we do 3, 1, 2, 3, and we attach it about here-ish with a slip stitch, and then 3 more chain stitches. So a chain stitch is just yarning it over your hook. It's called a yarn over. And pulling it through. 1, 2, 3. And then this is what they look like when they're attached. Now we're going to go, put those. All right. This one's got a nice big hole. I can just use my, wonder if I can bring both strands through. When I can bring both strands through, I prefer to do that. And that one worked fine. Just makes it easier. And it looks better, I think. 1, 2, 3. See how easy that one went through? It had a bigger hole. That's the middle. We're going to put it right about there, slip stitch it, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Those are good. This one's got a nice big hole. Maybe we can do both strands on this one. Yes. I love it when it works out that way. Leave it long enough to pull through. 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is such a nice combo. I do like these beads. This is coming out pretty. Yay, I love pretty. What am I on? Oh, attach it here. And then the last bead. 1, 2, 3, which is here. Are you going to have a big enough hole? Yes. I think I can do both strands on this one. Yes, I can. Yay. This super skinny hook is awesome to have for beading. It is a Bowie. It says 10, but 10 is usually bigger, so it's a 10 and whatever this is. Maybe this is like a embroidery hook, so it's an embroidery hook size or something. That's my guess anyway. Pull it out to the appropriate length. And then pull it through on this side. chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then go over here. You know what I had fun watching you play, Blue, was Minecraft also. I had no idea Minecraft had such complexity to it, and you could do so much. That was kind of fun. Your pad in Minecraft is awesome. It makes me want to play that game and try it out. Okay, so now we're just going to go back through, up the other side, back to the single crochets, which is, let me line up my blue stripes, put your hook through, yarn over, pull it through. You have 2 loops now on your hook. Yarn over and pull it through both loops. So I won't have time to make the handle or the strap, but the strap is just going to be another foundational double crochet. And I make my straps a little bit long, just in case, you know, a guy wants to buy it or someone really tall, because it's easier for short people to tie a knot in the strap or to, you know, put a pretty barrette through it or something to make it shorter than it is for someone who's tall. You can't make it longer. And they do stretch out after use because you have some weight in it when you're carrying your phone in it. But I also prefer to wear it as a crossbody than over the shoulder. So I do tend to make it a little long, but again, if somebody doesn't like it that long, it's easier for them to adjust it to make it shorter how they want. So that way everybody should be happy. The people who like to wear it crossbody can wear it's long enough to wear crossbody, or if they're tall, you know, because if I made it all my size, I'm 5'2". That will cut out anybody who's tall from wearing it comfortably. Barely, if you're still there, how tall are you? And was the strap, how did you feel about the strap length? Because I like getting feedback from that, from people. If you guys go out thrift shopping today, you can use your water bottle. I sent Barely a water bottle holder to carry his water bottle around because he lives somewhere pretty where people go hiking a lot. And I got this yarn that was really beautiful and reminded me of all the colors he uses in his watercolors and his nebulas. Okay, so there it is. The body is complete. All I have to do now is the handle, and then put the, well, now that I didn't use those other ones, this one doesn't match as well anymore, although it kind of still does, because it does have the green, which matches the green, and it's got a nice big hole, which is nice. But let me check what else I have. Ooh, this is pretty. This I think is too small for a clasp though. Look at that. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, I like that. Ooh, I actually really like that a lot. Oh, I want to use that. It's multicolored blue and it's got like this sort of purplish brown that matches the colors in this yarn. But what if I did that with, since it's so small, maybe 2. That stands out kind of nicely. That's really pretty. I could use those 2 together. Or I could do complementary colors. Now I like this silver. That really stands out quite nicely. This one, the hole's too small. I don't like as much. I like that. Leopard skin. I mean, I'm only going to do 2 because you don't want it too long either because it'll be annoying. But I think that matches great right there. Thank you, Miss D, for all these. If you managed to get the stream up, I really appreciate these. These are so beautiful. And look, I'm using them because they're awesome. And there's actually this one might be pretty too. That actually I like as well because that does highlight the beige colors in there and the gold color that's in. Oh, look at that! The gold color doesn't show up anymore because there's a green yarn going through it. So now it's just that teal color in the middle, which is very cool. Oh, interesting. And then there's this, which is just kind of pretty too. I actually do like that. I kind of like this because it's the same shape. I still kind of really like this. What do you guys think? But I personally like silver. I love silver better than gold. But the orange goes really nicely too. You know what? I think that's a better clasp though. Because it's just going to be a strand, what do you call it? Just a chain that will come underneath, that this will come out to hold it together. So I think I'm going to use, I'll keep both of these aside and decide when I get there. Definitely using this one though, that's pretty. I'll post a picture of it when I'm done on Blue Sky. Alright, 11:51, 10 more minutes. So the next stream will be on Wednesday, and it also is a creative stream. Alright, so to make it good and strong, what I like to do is make it a double, but not by wrapping it around, doing as if you're doing a decrease. So you go through, you yarn over, you pull it back to make the 2 loops, and then you go through again, yarn over, pull it through, and then you've got your 3 loops. And that way I've got 3 connection points in the purse to make it nice and strong. So that's how I start my handles. Yarn over, go through, right through there, pull it through, and you just keep doing this all the way up. And that again is called the foundational double crochet stitch, which I learned from GM. Thank you, GM. I use this stitch a lot. Okay. And the other thing that's great about this is, like, if I'm going to have to take my car in for like just a Jiffy Lube thing, the oil change and filter change and things like that. And then I have to get a smog check soon. So if I'm sitting around, you know, in a waiting room waiting, I will bring these yarns in a project bag with me, and I will work on this. Got to find the time to do it whenever you can. It's fun with the Minecrafting, yes. But you know, I don't have as much time to do gaming as I used to. I've been doing so much writing lately. That's taken up my gaming time. And also, I was doing 2 crafting streams and 2 gaming streams, and it was just too much. I was not getting stuff done that I needed to get done during the week because I had too many hours into the streaming. So I cut out one of my gaming streams. And I cut out the gaming stream instead of a crafting stream because the 2 crafting streams a week, like I said, when you have to make stock for stores or for stuff that you're selling, it's great because it A, gives you content for streaming, but B, makes you do it. The streaming makes you do it. It's one of those symbiotic relationships. And then another reason, frankly, is because I don't get anywhere near as many views on my gaming as I do on my crafting. And that's because with the crafting crowd, you know, the crafting crowd, they like their crafters and they like watching it. But the gaming crowd is very much on what game is hot right now. And the games that are hot right now are not compatible with my old Mac. And I don't have money for a new computer right now. A couple more years I will. Right now I don't. So, you know, I can't justify really, for example, taking any money out of my retirement fund to buy a new computer just for game streaming once a week without even deriving any income from it. Not when the computer I have still has a lot of life in it. It may be old, but man, it rocks. I just can't play the newest, hottest games on it. But I still have fun playing what I do play. I still play, like, there's some games that are popular that I can play, like 7 Days to Die and Subnautica. "7 Days to Die," I am definitely on a blood moon day. The day number turned red. It was day 41, not 40. I thought it was going to be day 40. So I'm trying real hard not to play that again until my next stream, because it's already like 15 or 16 o'clock in game, and it starts at 22 o'clock. So I'm saving that for you, GM, specifically for you. I think you'll enjoy it. But I did get my zombie kill base up. I got it pretty well fortified. I have a plan. We'll see if the plan works or if everything goes to hell. I haven't done a blood moon in a while, so we'll see. The thing I'm worried about is that I don't think I have enough ammo. And once I run out of ammo, what happens? They're just going to keep coming, and I've got no way to kill them. I would, if I could, I sure would like to put up an electric trap, but I don't have the stuff for the electric trap yet. And I'm not quite sure how to make the kind of electric trap work, or how to make it, even. I know how to do certain kinds of electric traps that I've used before. I wonder if I could make a blade trap. But I think I need... See, the thing is, I don't have steel yet. I only have iron. For some of those things, you need steel. But now I can get brass out of doors. But then, you know, do I have time to harvest brass out of a bunch of doors and make the bullets before the blood moon starts? That's the question. I've got about 1,000 bullets. That is not going to be enough. I'm pretty sure. You're welcome, GM. I could make more arrows, but you know, on Blood Moon Night, they're not going to really do anything. It takes so many arrows to kill one Blood Moon level zombie. And I think what I'm wondering, because I haven't done a Blood Moon since the newest version came out, I don't know if the Screamers come out on Blood Moon or not. They don't really need to, because all the zombies come out. And the ones that are going to be hard, and I don't know if the bomb zombies are going to come after me yet or not. I'm not in the zone where the bomb zombies are, but I am in a zone where the cop zombies are. So the cop zombies have projectile vomit that is radioactive and really hurts. and the place where I will be standing to kill the zombies is not really protected from things like that. So you always want to kill the cops first. And then the stupid frickin' birds, man, the vultures. They're the worst. They come at you when you're not looking, because what happens in Blood Moon, it goes totally black, completely black. Now, I don't know, to be fair or honest, if it will on my computer, because my graphics are set so low so that it can actually run on my machine and stream at the same time with OBS, that it actually might not happen. How do I have 3 loops? So we'll see. The graphics might prevent it from going completely black, but usually it's completely black. You cannot see anything. And oh, unless you have the lights hooked up. I don't have any lights. Ooh, I need to get some lights. I can make torches though, those are easy, but I would like to have lanterns. I can buy some lanterns. I'm going to need the lights. So I can see my targets. Crap. Where am I in the game? I'm trying to think where my physical location is, if I'm near the trader or not. I think I ended up going back to my base. I might just have time to go to the trader and get some lanterns, but I can make torches. All I need is grass and animal fat and wood. All things easy to come by. Ew, puking cops, yes, I know. GM says, after watching you kill them on the last stream, it seems like you are going to need a lot more ammo. Yeah. Can't wait to see the birds. Sorry. Yeah, well, those birds suck. I hate those birds. So what I'm going to do, though, is try and build a little roof over me. Because normally what I do in my kill stations is I will build a roof of those, the blocks that are not solid, because they will prevent the vultures from swooping down on you, but you can still shoot through them to kill the vultures when they come. And then, you know, if they stay there, you can get the feathers, harvest them for their feathers, for more iron arrowheads. So I've got like a few hundred iron arrowheads. I only have like 9 steel arrows because I can't make them yet. Alright, this is definitely long enough. Alright, 12:03. Okay, since this is the last thing I'm going to do, I'll just go a little late and attach this. I'm going to take, actually, this stitch out. So I've got the 2 loops. Now, how do I like to do this? Alright, I'm going to go through, because I want to make it, I'll confuse myself on this end. I've got 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to go through one more here, and then I'm just going to go through here to attach that. This needs to go through there. There. Did I get that right? No, I lost. This needs to be on my hook and come through here. There. And then there's 2 loops. Okay. So now I'm going to pull that through here, through 2 loops, 1, 2, and then through 2 more loops. There. See, but then that's only attached by 1 loop. Alright, let's just go through and attach it again. I always confuse myself. I don't have this part down yet, honestly, but I just keep doing it till there. Okay, so that's actually pretty sturdy now. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to go through one more time, just through both the strap and the purse. So I'll do the strap first here, right through the middle, and then through the, so, okay, through there, through the middle. Alright, now it'll be attached really good. Except I lost the yarn. Get through there. It's very tight right here. Get through there. Get. I don't know which one. You know what? When in doubt, just yarn over and pull it through again. I couldn't figure out which strand was the one that got stuck and is being pulled and which one was supposed to be on my loop. Okay, but it's all good. And it's very secure, so make your cut, pull the loop, pull the ends through the loop, go through the loop again, bring those ends back over, pull them through again, and then that makes a knot. Pull the knot tight. So that is on there really well, and that's on there really well. And then the only thing I have left is to put the bead on, which I don't have time for. So just pretend I did, and it will look all pretty. Might be back to using this one now, but I'm gonna actually, oh no, that's right, I picked out these. I really like these. I don't know. Which one? These two or this one? What do you guys think? Which one goes better? I'm still kind of leaning towards these two. I love this stripy one. I think it matches better than this tribal looking one. Okay, I'm going to do these two. Alright, but I will do that next time. I mean, the only thing I'm going to do is chain stitch like 10 loops, attach here. That's it. Attach here, chain stitch 10, attach here, and then it makes a little loop that goes onto these. So I'll pull a piece of yarn through here and just tie it on. And that's it. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I agree, the stripy one, yeah. Thanks, Blue. I like the stripy one too. And then this has stripes in it too, which, you know, just matches that so nicely. I love it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. And a special thank you to everybody who is joining me, who doesn't normally do Twitch, but is here to support me in my efforts. I really appreciate you guys so much. Virtual hug. And I will put my thank you screen on. That has thank you, and then I'm going to give you my
Hi, 0_0 just followed.
Hi.
Thank you so much, less than 3.
Hi Hanukkah, thank you so much for following and joining and putting my little hearts. I've got this cute little monkey with hearty eyes now. Those are my appreciation hearts for all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the follow, Hanukkah. Everybody have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Happy Sunday. As you see on the screen, the next creative stream is Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Gaming is Fridays, 9 a.m. And that's it. Thanks so much for joining me and being here, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will put this up on YouTube for anybody that wants to know how to make this and wants to be able to follow along and pause and play back. All right, that's it for me today. Goddess Whispers out. Bye-bye.